Hi, I'm Randy from Truck Bed Treasures. For 40 years, Cheryl and I have been digging through basements, attics, porterhouses, barns, anywhere where we could find and unearth treasures and put them back in the hands of the people that really appreciate what they are. So, if you're watching this video, please watch it to the end and subscribe. We go on a lot of adventures and misadventures, and we're inviting you to come with us on every one. Thanks. Enjoy the video. Hi, Randy from Truck Bed Treasures for another video. If you watched the short that we posted yesterday, the short video on our YouTube channel, you'll know that I went to a home and bought a bunch of items, and two of the things that I bought were two bronze Lake Michigan props, 28 inches wide, very heavy 4-blade. And I bought some other nautical items also. So he called me today and asked me if I wanted to come back out. He dug some more items out. So I did, and two milk crates and one box later, here I am. So I thought I'd shoot another video because it's very unique items. So what I picked up was, it's like a firefighter's helmet, but it's labeled engineer. It's got the drop down to protect the ears and the neck in cold Wisconsin weather. And then another one of the helmets was a paramedic helmet. So I don't get to run across items like that very often, so obviously I had to buy them and put them on in case they invoke any memories with people. The next thing I bought, well, I bought it all at the same time, but I bought this lifeboat gimbal, and it's for navigating, and there's a lot of reproductions out there, but this one is the real deal. You can tell by looking inside, you know, it's peeling, the paint is peeling, but that compass in there is setting on a pin, and it's mounted in water, and you would open this and light that so you could see where you were navigating at night. Again, there's a lot of reproductions out there. You'll see them online. They're real shiny, and this one's a real deal. You know, I had to pick it up. I thought it was a pretty awesome piece, and you don't find old navigational items that often in Wisconsin. So I thought that would be cool to bring to you guys. And I'm going to turn it a little bit this way because you don't need to see my face. So that empties that red milk crate. And another thing I picked up was, I think it's a 1960s Ambassador Abu Garcia fishing reel in the original leather case. I want to be careful when I open this up because it's not always the easiest to get close, but you can see this thing is in beautiful condition. And again, I think it's 1960s, 1970s, so I was pretty stoked about that. The other piece for the end is in here. It's just not attached for some reason, but I mean, just to have the leather case alone and having it in this kind of condition is pretty rare, so I'm pretty stoked about that. It's actually you know, Abu Garcia Ambassador. It's a classic reel, and to be able to find one in the case basically unused is kind of unheard of. So I'm going to slide this box over before I get to my favorite one. This is a lot of Model A parts. You know, here's a distributor cap for Model A. Oh, this looks like a thermostat housing. Your thermostat would set inside here on the motor, and that would regulate your water temperature. I'm not sure this is off a car or a motorcycle. I'm almost thinking it's off a motorcycle. And I think that's a pretty cool piece right there, especially if it's motorcycle and especially if it's, you know, Harley related, since I'm a Harley rider. You got part of a 1-barrel carburetor and some empty boxes. Here's another distributor cap. No, these are 1920s, 1930s, so this stuff is getting harder to find. And here's a carburetor. So that must be the bottom of a carburetor right there instead of a thermostat housing. Because that's a carburetor right there, a 1-barrel carburetor, because it has one hole there. So yeah, I feel I got a really good price on this. And laying in the bottom of that is a license plate that he threw in to strengthen up the bottom of the box. So, you know, a lot of rusty metal and a pretty cool license plate holder with a light that would have been wired through that hole to light up. Maybe a brake light. I'm thinking, yes, definitely a brake light. So I'm going to slide that over there. Slide these over here. I just don't want to cover the really, really good stuff because I know not a lot of people like this rusty gold. I like it. There's a lot of money in it. So, before I get to this milk crate, the big one with all the items in that I like, I have 4 porcelain enamel, and they're dirty. This one's dirty, but they're black and white porcelain enamel legs. These would have probably been on a stove, more than likely. I doubt if they would have been on a wash tub. Those were more lighter weight back then. But I'm thinking that these are heavy iron. I'm thinking they came off a stove, like a gas stove like you'd see on the Waltons or shows like that. So whenever I run across these, I buy them because people buy them and repurpose them for tables. Again, the porcelain enamel will clean up really nicely. So I was kind of stoked about those 4 legs. And now the green milk crate. The only thing that doesn't really fit with what's in here is this old red dial phone, and it's a wall mount, so obviously it would have mounted on a wall like that, and it's got the backing plate on it, kind of dirty, and the cord is cut for the earpiece handset. So it's a really good phone. It's a Stromberg Carlson, and the color's great. And wall phones have become really popular now. People mount them to their walls just as decor. And to have a red one, pretty cool. So I picked up that. And now I'm going to jump on a theme that has something to do with that and something to do with the massive bronze propellers I picked up yesterday. And things that you don't normally see in central Wisconsin. And the first being a pretty good size, maybe a 14-inch ship's window that opens up. It's hard to do with one hand, but you can see it's chippy white paint, but on a ship you would open it up like that to get some air in the cabin or air in the room that you're in, and then to close it, and then you would bring these over to secure it. So these type of things are so popular because people just don't run across them very often. And if you're doing a nautical decor, even, you know, the chippy white paint, it's just an amazing, amazing wall decor piece. Or you can even have it sitting on a table and put a plant or a picture frame on it. So a very cool piece. Second piece is a brass. This is, by the way, this is really heavy. It's plate steel. It's heavy. This is a lighter weight piece, and there probably would have been some type of a compass that sat in here, you know, and you unscrew this, and that falls down. You can open it up. I'm thinking that since this is such a light piece, that it was possibly in a sailboat, something that wasn't so heavy duty. And when I bought these other pieces, the man threw that piece in free. He said, hey, you might as well take that one too. So I wasn't going to argue with him. Since I spend a lot of money out there, it's always nice to get a freebie, right? So the next one is really thick, heavy glass. And again, this is a little window, and there would have been a hole in the ship, in the wall or bulkhead or whatever you would call it. I'm Marine Corps, not Navy, so I don't know ship language. But you would slide it in the hole and it would stop right here on this flange, and then you would bolt it in place. So if you imagine that mounted on a wall and you wanted to get a little bit of air into your room or cabin, you would unscrew this, flip that down, and you have instant sea room or sea air. So that's a really cool piece also. You know, Nautical is so collectible. People they really go crazy over Nautical. And the last piece that I have for this video is, I have to find a place for it. Slide that over, move that up. I don't want to cut the cord on that. No, it's already cut, doesn't matter. This is another heavy piece, and this is bronze. You know, they use bronze because it's a stronger metal, where if you use brass, it would corrode really bad. And this is a rectangular window. So again, you loosen those up, and you would open it up and get some fresh air in your room. I mean, look at the patina on that. It'll clean up really nice and shine really nice. But, excuse me, but the patina and the green, I think it's just amazing. So, you know, I shot a small, short video on these items, and the reason why is we do this, again, for people who follow us, to get some memories going of things that they might have possibly dealt with in the past. So a lot of people don't get to see Model T engine parts. A lot of people don't care, but a lot of people don't get to see them. A lifeboat gimbal, so you know where you're going when you're in a lifeboat. A couple paramedic, an ambulance probably, or fire helmets. A really nice old Abu Garcia Ambassador. You know, the table legs, or stove legs, they will become table legs. You know, you don't run across them, and there's 4 of them. But the Nautical, I mean, the Nautical stuff is just truly amazing. So, you know, so far you've seen glass work, you know, glass pieces, depression glass, carnival glass. My gosh, you've seen so many different things with our station, with our channel. And if you don't follow us, please subscribe, because the amount of things and the variety of things that we bring for you to review and look at is just so diverse. You know, I don't even know how to explain it. I live this life every day, and I get to play in this world, and I get to see these things. And for me to be able to bring them to people who subscribe to our channel, it really makes me feel good. It really does, because we don't go to Goodwill, and there's nothing wrong with it, but we don't go to Goodwill and buy trinkets. We're out there digging in barns and in the dirt, wherever we can find items to bring to you. and they're usually pretty unique. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please do it. We really appreciate you guys. When we get comments, we talk about them every morning at 3 o'clock a.m. Over coffee. So we do talk about you guys, and we comment on how blessed we are to have you as part of our channel. So please subscribe, and we'll bring you more items like this. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and have a good day. Thanks.